All right, so get ready. We're diving deep into the world of Jose Mourinho.
Oh, this is going to be go.
You guys sent over some awesome YouTube videos breaking down his career.
Yeah.
Wow, what a character. This deep dive, it's not just about his trophies, right? It's about the controversies, the mind games, the whole package. What makes him such a legend, but also kind of a polarizing figure?
Yeah, I think what's really fascinating about Mourinho's story, it's not just a highlight reel, like here's the trophies, here's the wins. It's really this deep dive into his like tactical genius and even his battles on and off the field, It's almost Shakespearean the way it's all unfolded.
Totally. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. The videos both highlighted his childhood, especially his dad's career.
Right.
Pro goalkeeper and coach. Seems like that really shaped how he sees like the whole football world.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, Felix Mourinho, Jose's dad, he had his ups and downs as a player and coach,
Yeah.
Like getting fired on Christmas Day. You can just imagine how that kind of experience would instill, I don't know, a sense of resilience, and maybe even like a little bit of a me against the world kind of mentality,
Yeah, it's like that early exposure to like the roller coaster of football, wins and losses and the highs and lows. Like it lit a fire in him,
Yeah, and you see that like that theme of almost like defiance, like popping up again and again throughout his career. Like even when he tried to follow in his dad's footsteps as a player,
Right, but he realized pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Coaching. Like that's where his heart was.
Yeah, that self-awareness, I think, at a young age is pretty remarkable.
Totally.
And it really did open doors for him to some pretty incredible opportunities.
Yeah.
I mean, starting as a translator for Bobby Robson at Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah.
That's basically like a masterclass in top-level management, wouldn't you say?
Oh, yeah. Talk about a crash course. Not just tactics, but like handling different personalities and the pressure of a major club.
Exactly. And it's in Lisbon where he first crosses paths with Pep Guardiola.
Wow. Yeah.
Imagine them back then, like having no idea, that they became such fierce rivals.
That's right. The seeds of their epic battles were planted right there.
From Sporting Lisbon, Mourinho and Robson, they moved to Porto and then Barcelona. And Mourinho is just soaking up knowledge from, one of the best in the business.
Yeah.
Robson was clearly impressed with him, calling Mourinho's reports, first class.
Wow.
Keep in mind, this is a guy in his early 30s, no head coaching experience yet.
Yeah.
So you can just, see that potential bubbling up.
Right. And then finally he gets his shot. Benfica in 2000.
Yeah.
Short-lived, but like you can see even those setbacks.
Yeah.
They almost make him more determined.
Exactly. He's not one to dwell on failures. He bounces back, coaches União de Leiria, and then in 2002 gets the call to return to Porto.
Okay.
And that's where the special one. I mean, that's where he truly emerges.
Takes this struggling Porto team.
Yeah.
Turns them into, European champion.
Domestic league title, Portuguese Cup, and the UEFA Cup.
Yeah.
That's a historic trouble.
It's insane. And not to mention that iconic touchline celebration against Manchester United.
Oh, yeah.
Pure Mourinho. Just like...
It's like a statement to the world, like, I'm here and I'm here to win.
Yeah.
And of course, the world took notice.
Of course.
His tactical flexibility, it was already evident,
Yeah.
Adapting his approach to his players' strengths. Like, that became a defining characteristic of his management style.
Totally. And then the following year, 2004, that's what really puts him on the map.
Oh, yeah.
The Champions League run with Bordeaux.
Beating giants.
Beating Man U, Monaco. On their way to the title.
Talk about a tactical masterclass.
It was clear that, Mourinho had this knack for building these winning teams, getting the best out of his players.
Yeah.
And then Chelsea.
Oh, yeah.
And of course his rival is...
I'm sorry, I'm a bit arrogant.
Pure drama. The Special One press conference.
I think I'm a special one.
He definitely, lived up to the name,
Oh, yeah.
in London. Delivering back-to-back Premier League titles.
Ending a 50-year drought for the Blues.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
But it wasn't all like sunshine and roses, right?
Not at all, no. This is where we start to see that other side of Mourinho, right?
Right.
The clashes with referees, the mind games with opponents,
Yeah.
and, oh yes, the laundry basket incident.
The laundry basket.
Allegedly sneaking into the Chelsea dressing room during a Champions League ban.
come on.
And leaving in a laundry basket.
Classic.
Classic Mourinho, you know.
It's these moments that make him so polarizing. You either admire his audacity, right?
Right.
Or you're completely turned off by it.
But you can't deny his effectiveness.
You cannot deny it.
And then, next stop, Inter Milan.
Another treble.
Another treble.
Including a Champions League win.
Against Pep Guardiola's Barcelona.
The rivalry's on.
The rivalry is officially on. I mean, this wasn't just about winning at this point. This was personal.
Right.
Mourinho. He was determined to take down one of the greatest teams ever assembled, and he did it. I mean,
and he did it
in spectacular fashion. Tactically, he outmaneuvered Guardiola. You know, he exposed Barcelona's weaknesses. He exploited their style of play. I mean, it was...
He loves taking down giants, so naturally he lands at Real Madrid.
Of course.
His mission: topple Barcelona's dominance in La Liga and reignite the rivalry.
Reignite that rivalry.
With Guardiola.
And the El Clasico matches during that time were just electric. I mean, the intensity, the mind games, the infamous eye poke incident, it was a clash of titans.
He was orchestrating everything on and off the field.
Yeah.
Like, he even got some of his own players deliberately sent off, like in a Champions League match.
Yeah.
Just to wipe their yellow card slate clean.
Against Ajax.
I mean, it's just that's Mourinho in a nutshell. Strategic. Ruthless.
Always thinking
2 steps ahead.
2 steps ahead.
Yeah. He knew the rules. He exploited them to his advantage.
It's amazing.
Gotta hand it to him. Yeah. Roller coaster of highs and lows in Madrid. A La Liga title, the Copa del Rey.
Yeah.
Spanish Supercar.
But no Champions League title.
No Champions League title.
Yeah.
And then
it's back to Chelsea.
Another
Premier League title.
Another one, but more controversy.
This time with the club Dr. Eva Carneiro.
Oh, yeah.
Leading to her departure. It was a mess.
Yeah. Brilliant success on the pitch, but a tendency to self-destruct off of it.
Unfortunately, yeah, it's a recurring theme, wouldn't you say?
Unfortunately, yeah. And then he takes on Man U.
A club trying to find its footing after Sir Alex Ferguson's departure. Big shoes to fill.
Huge shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And initially, he delivers.
He does. A Europa League title, a League Cup win.
Yeah.
I mean, their best period since Ferguson retired.
It's amazing. But then,
that familiar pattern emerges. Yeah. Player conflicts, tactical disagreements, growing frustration. It all kind of, unravels, yeah.
And even as he's leaving Man U, he can't resist.
I know,
right? One last jab. Reminding everyone, like, he's won more Premier League titles
than any of his fellow managers.
Than all of them combined.
3 premierships. I won more premierships alone than the other 19 managers together. Classic Mourinho, that mix of confidence and ego and maybe even a touch of insecurity.
He loves to
stir the pot.
But even after all the drama, he's not done. He takes a break and then, boom, resurfaces at Tottenham.
And thanks to that Amazon documentary, we really see a new layer to Mourinho. The demanding management style, the tactical brilliance, but also moments of vulnerability, like when he cried on camera after his dog died.
Oh, yeah, that was heartbreaking.
It was really, really sad.
And who can forget that classic quote?
Yeah.
I feel that you are honestly a very nice group of guys. But for 90 minutes...
You cannot be nice.
You cannot be nice.
Yeah.
For 90 minutes, we get to be...
A bunch of intelligent. Bastard.
Classic Mourinho.
That's pretty much sums up his approach to meaning. Leave your nice guy act at the door. It's time to get ruthless. It's that win at all costs attitude that's made him so successful and so submissive.
Yeah.
It's like, you love him or you hate him, but you got to respect what he's accomplished.
Totally.
And yet, in that same documentary, we see that softer side,
Right.
He shows genuine emotion, vulnerability, especially talking about his dog's death. I mean, it's a reminder that beneath that tough exterior, there's a human being with feelings just like the rest of us.
It adds another layer of complexity to his persona. It's easy to get caught up in the headlines, the controversies, but at the end of the day, he's a guy who loves football.
He loves football.
wants to win, and he's not afraid to show his passion, Whether he's
No.
celebrating,
Yeah.
argue with the ref, or
Yeah.
even shedding a tear over a lost pet. I mean, it's
that raw
that
emotion
raw emotion.
that sets him apart from so many other managers.
Totally.
You always know what you're getting with Mourinho,
Yeah.
Unfiltered honesty, even if it gets him into hot water sometimes.
Right.
So we've talked about his tactics, his personality, his wins, his losses. But what about his legacy? How will José Mourinho be remembered in, the grand scheme of football?
Like, will it be for the trophies, the tactics,
Yeah.
his ability to build winning teams?
Right.
Or will it be the controversies, the mind games, the burned bridges?
Will that overshadow all that?
Yeah, like, how will he be remembered?
I think it's likely to be a combination of both, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he's undeniably one of the most successful managers of all time.
Yeah.
But he also evokes strong emotions. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
both positive and negative.
He's a disruptor, a rule breaker, a showman. He changed
Yeah.
the way the game is played
Yeah.
and how it's perceived.
Totally.
He challenged the status quo,
He did.
pushed boundaries, and
And in a sport that can be
yeah,
pretty bland and corporate,
Yeah.
he brought personality and entertainment. And love him or hate him, José Mourinho is one of a kind.
Yeah.
And his legacy will be debated for years to come. It's a reminder that football is more than just a game.
Right.
It's a stage for drama, passion, and these larger-than-life personalities.
And Mourinho has definitely played a role in making it such a captivating spectacle. Both of the videos we reviewed
Yeah.
agree on that. Whether you're a fan or a critic, you can't deny that he's made the game more interesting.
He's a master storyteller both on and off the pitch.
Yeah.
And his story is far from over.
I can't wait to see what he does next.
I have a feeling we won't be disappointed.
We've explored Mourinho's journey from humble beginnings to global stardom.
Yeah.
From translator to the special one.
That's right.
From conquering Portugal to taking on Europe's giants.
It's been quite a ride.
And now it's your turn.
Dive into those videos you've shared and
Yeah.
see what resonates with you.
See what you think of Jose Mourinho.
The man, the myth, the legend.
The legend.
His time at Tottenham, it was pretty short-lived,
Yep.
Sacked before even reaching the League Cup final.
Wow.
But then, a surprising move as Roma.
Roma, yeah.
Not exactly a European powerhouse, but
Right.
Mourinho, I think he saw an opportunity there.
And you know what?
Yeah.
He seized it. I mean, he energized the team, connected with those,
Oh, those Roma fans are passionate.
passionate Roma fans, and delivered their first European trophy in decades.
Decades. The Europa Conference League.
Come on.
It's incredible.
It's amazing.
He becomes the only manager to win all 3 major UEFA club competitions.
Wow. Yeah.
The Champions League, the Europa League,
It's insane.
and now the Conference League. Talk about a comeback.
Yeah, the videos really highlight how much the fans in Rome adored him. They even called him
Oh, yeah.
the Roman Emperor.
The Roman
At one
Emperor.
point. It seems like Mourinho really thrives on that,
Right.
that emotional connection, that
That hero worship.
yeah, that hero worship.
Yeah. But the source material also points out that
Yeah.
his departure from Roma wasn't just about, one field performance,
Right.
clashes with players.
Right.
There were financial factors at play too, right? Like there was a change in Italian tax law
Oh, wow.
that made it significantly more expensive for Roma to keep him, especially with his already high salary.
And they were under a strict financial fair play agreement
Right.
with UEFA, so they couldn't just
Right.
throw money at the problem.
Yeah, it's a good reminder that even in football,
Yeah.
business and economics play a huge role.
It's not always about the trophies,
No.
tactics.
Sometimes it comes down to the bottom line,
Right.
And Mourinho's demanding transfer policy and high wage demands. That can be a challenge for clubs, especially, those with limited resources.
Makes you wonder, what kind of club would be the right fit for
Yeah.
him at this stage in his career? Would he be open to, another
Right.
smaller club,
Yeah.
one hungry for success, like a Porto or a Roma?
Mhm.
Or is he holding out for, a chance at another giant club
Right.
to add to his, already impressive
His collection of trophies.
collection of trophies?
Yeah, it's hard to imagine him taking a back seat,
Yeah.
not being the special one.
Right.
His personality, his ego,
Right.
they seem to need the spotlight.
They need that big stage.
Yeah, yeah.
But maybe those experiences at Tottenham and Roma, taught him some valuable lessons,
See?
about compromise, about adapting his approach. Maybe he's more
Yeah.
willing to focus on relationships instead of just
Instead of just winning at all
winning
costs.
at all costs.
Yeah, yeah. Who knows?
Who knows?
Only time will tell.
Yeah.
But one thing's for sure, it's going to be entertaining to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Mourinho is box office, no matter where he ends up.
Yeah.
Drama, passion, tactical battles, and of course those sound bites.
Oh, speaking of that Tottenham documentary, gave us some gems. I feel that you are honestly a very nice group of guys. But for 90 minutes,
You cannot be nice.
you cannot be nice.
Yeah.
For 90 minutes,
You have to be a bunch of intelligent
we have to be a bunch of intelligent.
bastards.
Classic
Yeah.
Mourinho.
Yeah.
It's like, leave your nice guy, act at the door. It's time to get ruthless. Is that win-at-all-costs attitude that's made him so successful
And so divisive.
and so divisive.
Yeah.
And yet, in that same documentary, we see a softer side.
Right.
He shows genuine emotion, vulnerability, especially when talking about his dog's death.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a reminder that beneath that, tough exterior, there's a human being
There's a human being with feelings, just like the rest of us.
with feelings, just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
It adds another layer of complexity to his persona. It's easy to get caught up in the,
Yeah.
the headlines, the controversies. But at the end of the day, he's a guy who loves football,
He loves football.
wants to win. And he's not afraid to show his passion.
No.
Whether it's celebrating a victory, arguing with a referee, or even, shedding a tear over a lost pet. It's that raw emotion that sets him apart from so many other managers.
You always know what you're getting with Mourinho. Unfiltered honesty, even if it, gets him into hot water sometimes.
So we've talked about his tactics, his personality, his wins, his losses. But what about his legacy?
Yeah.
How will José Mourinho be remembered in the grand scheme of football?
Like, will it be solely for his trophies, his tactical innovations, his ability to build winning teams?
Right.
Or will the controversies, the mind games, the burned bridges overshadow all that?
Like, how will he be remembered?
It's tough to say. I mean, he's a complex figure,
For sure.
but I think it will be a mix of both, right? I mean, you can't ignore his accomplishments. He's one of the most successful managers of all time.
Right.
But you also can't ignore the way he's achieved those accomplishments,
Yeah, the methods.
Yeah, the methods, the personality, the drama, the controversy, it's all part of the package.
He's a disruptor. I mean, he changed how we think about, tactics, man management, the whole role of the manager in modern football.
He challenged the established order. He pushed boundaries, and sometimes he crossed those boundaries, but he always did it on his own terms.
And in a sport that can be pretty, like bland and corporate,
Oh, yeah.
he brought personality and entertainment.
Love him or hate him.
Right.
You can't deny that he's made the game more interesting.
For sure.
He's a master storyteller.
Yeah.
Both on and off the pitch.
Both.
And you know what? His story's not over yet.
That's the exciting part. Like, where does he go from here?
Yeah. What's the next chapter?
What's the next chapter?
I can't wait to find out.
As you continue to explore those videos, you'll uncover even more layers to this complex and fascinating figure.
The tactical genius, the mind games, those moments of vulnerability,
Yeah.
and that unwavering self-belief. It's quite a journey.
It is. And ultimately, you'll be left to draw your own conclusions about José Mourinho, the man who,
Yeah.
redefined what it means to be a football manager. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive. It's kind of crazy how Mourinho's, image has changed over time. Like, back in the day, he was this...
Revolutionary, yeah.
Yeah, like a revolutionary, he's going to shake things up.
The guy who would challenge the the established order.
Right.
Yeah, the ultimate underdog.
And for a while there, especially after those Champions League wins with
Porto and Inter.
He
seemed untouchable.
He's untouchable. He had this, aura
Of
invincibility. But as his career went on, and the
Controversies piled up.
Yeah. That perception
Started to shift.
Yeah,
he went from being the outsider to
Yeah.
being the establishment. And maybe he struggled to adapt to that change.
Like he thrived on conflict,
Yeah.
that feeling of battling
against the odds.
against the odds.
Yeah, when that dynamic flipped
Yeah.
and he became the one with the target on his back.
Right.
Maybe he lost a little bit of his edge.
And we can't forget how much the game itself has changed,
Oh, absolutely.
since Mourinho first
come
came
on.
the scene.
The rise of social media, the constant news cycle, the intense scrutiny on managers and players, it's a completely different world.
Totally different. And Mourinho with it with his love of controversy, right?
Right.
And his sometimes like abrasive personality.
Though, yeah.
He's had
He's definitely at
his
his...
clashes with this new reality.
Yeah, he's always been brilliant, at controlling the narrative.
Yeah.
But it's so much harder to do that
In today's world.
in today's...
Yeah, the game has evolved. And while Mourinho has shown,
Yeah.
flashes of brilliance, like with Roma,
Yeah, for sure.
it remains to be seen if he can fully adapt to this new era.
Only time will tell. But
Yeah.
one thing's for sure, Jose Mourinho
Yeah.
is a survivor.
Oh, he is.
He's been written off so many times.
So many times.
But he always seems to find a way to come back.
He does.
Yeah.
Even if he never, manages another top club,
Mm-hmm.
his legacy is secure.
It is.
He's already, one of the most successful
Yeah.
and most talked about
And most talked about.
managers in football history.
Love him or hate him.
Right.
You can't deny his impact.
Yeah.
He's changed how we think about, tactics, man management, the whole role of the manager in modern football.
He's a true original, a character unlike any other.
Yeah.
And as you continue to explore those videos, you'll uncover even more layers to this.
Oh, yeah.
Complex and fascinating
It's a wild ride.
figure.
You'll see the tactical genius, the mind games,
Yeah.
those moments of vulnerability, and that unwavering self-belief. It's quite a journey.
It is, and ultimately you'll be left to draw your own conclusions about José Mourinho, the man who
Yeah.
redefined what it means to be a football manager.
Absolutely.
We hope you enjoyed this deep dive.
2 days, I see.